Here's a quick tutorial on how to mod for Age of Wonders 4. So in this mod, we're gonna mod the high maintenance unit property and change the unit upkeep from 50% down to 25%. Let's close the game here. To start, you wanna navigate to the Age of Wonders 4 directory, and that's in the Steam folder under Program Files. And then from here, you want to go to the Package Manager. And this program is where you're always going to start every time you mod. So from the package manager, just go to File, New, and add a name for your mod. Okay, I'm just going to Control S here to save my changes. Here you can see the list of included files, some basic metadata like the title, author, description, some tags as well, and a thumbnail that you can add for your mod. To start, we'll just go to Tools and open the Resource Editor. And so the Resource Editor here is just a program that you use to modify resources belonging to base game resource packs or RPKs, or your own custom RPKs. And going back to Package Manager, I'll just go to Tools and Resource Browser. The resource browser will take a while to load. One thing to note is that you always want to make sure that your mod name is at the top of the window for both the resource editor and the resource browser. And you always want to make sure to open the resource editor first before you open the resource browser. Now that the resource browser has finished loading, I'm just going to type in what I want to look for, high maintenance. Now I just get back a list of search results for all the resources with high maintenance in the title. I can see that there's some icons being referenced, and I can see the unit property upkeep resource that I want to modify. To double check this, what we can do is we can just right click here, go to Find References, and here we can see that the Fire Dragon and all the other dragon and some of the other mythic units are using this high maintenance property. I'll just go back here. And in order to open this resource, you can either click on this play button here, or you can right click and go to resource. And it's going to load into the resource editor here in just a moment. Okay, it's loaded. It's loaded and it's selected the high maintenance resource, but you'll have to scroll down to see where it is. Notice that you can't really scroll in here. In order to inspect anything, you always want to right click and create mod. And this is also how you modify the base game values as well. So if I scroll down here, I can see the upkeep modifiers. I'll just change this from 0.5 to 0.25. Okay. Once that's done, we'll want to save the changes to our mod. So all you do is you just do Control S and save. And you'll see at the bottom that the changes were successfully saved. That's a gist of how to modify a base game file. You don't really create any new files, you're just modifying the base game resource packs. Okay, so now it's time to test this. One thing to bear in mind when you're testing this, first, you want to make sure that your mod is in the documents mods directory here. So when I saved my package manager, it saved the mod to this directory, which is great. This is what we want. And if it's in here, then the Paradox launcher will pick it up. But in some cases, you might have OneDrive and it might save to appdata/roaming/mods, in which case all you have to do is you just copy your mod folder and then paste it into the documents mods directory. Since I did a reinstall, my mods are now saving directly to this documents/mods folder, whereas before it was saving to appdata/roaming. All right, so let's open up the game and enable our mod. So I'll go to playsets here I just have a few mods here just to speed things up. Click on add more mods at the top here, and then just find your mod, test mod here, click on that, and then add it to your playset, and it's enabled, so that's good. And there, we've added our mod, we've enabled it. First thing I'll do is I'll just go to the in-game encyclopedia, search for the dragon unit, and check that the high maintenance is changed. So it is changed, which is great. But to really make sure that it is changed, what you can do is you can just start a new game.
Your journey starts here.
And then use the in-game cheat console to create some dragon units and then check that the upkeep is actually changed. So to open up the cheat console, Control-Alt-C, and then type in the name of the cheat. If you don't know what cheat you want, just enter space and then just scroll until you find the cheat that you want. But for me, I want the demo cheat, which unlocks all the tomes, unlocks a bunch of the buildings and units. It gives you a bunch of Imperium and resources here. So I'll just build enough to get the young dragons, build the town hall, then scroll down, oops, get a young fire dragon, young frost dragon, and then I select the stack, Control-Alt-C again, and I'll just use the Hauer cheat to level them up to be adult dragons. Okay. And then here I can see that high maintenance is 25% and the maintenance is only 75 gold and 7 Imperium. And that's pretty much it. Now if you wanted to undo your changes, you would go back to the resource editor and you go to the resource, you just right click and delete mod and then Control S again. Now just start the game again and double check that your changes have been saved. You'll see that you have a mod conflict here because you saved a new version of the mod. Just say yes and ignore it. If I go back here to my dragon, I can see that the upkeep is back to 50% and it's back to 90 gold. Instead of 75 gold. In summary, we covered how to access the package manager. We covered opening the resource editor and the resource browser. Make sure you always open the resource editor first, because if you open the resource browser first and you open the resource from the resource browser search results, then it's going to open the resource editor, but it's not going to have your mod name at the top. And so if your mod name is not at the top of the window for the resource browser and the resource editor, then your mod's changes won't be saved. We also covered how to search for base game resources, how to modify the base game resources, how to enable your mod, how to test your mod using cheats, and finally how to undo your mod's changes. Stay tuned for some follow-up videos where we'll cover some more advanced modding concepts.